The episode starts out with Maya, who was once again placed on medical leave. She was going through a breakdown. She was shoving away everybody who tried to assist her, thus she was unable to work at this time. First, she needs to take care of herself. For Maya to undergo treatment, Maya's wife had to forcibly commit her. It seemed to have ended their marriage, but Maya wasn't given the wake-up call she required. It just gave her someone to blame for her own shortcomings, which is when Diane entered the picture. Diane was the on-site therapist at Station 19. She has aided them in a number of emergencies. She has a sense of each person's personality. Also, Maya was unable to ignore her like she did Carina. Diane is respected by Maya. That became apparent after Maya cracked a ridiculous joke. She being in a nut house was the punchline to the joke. Immediately putting an end to that, Diane declared that she would not tolerate making fun of anyone who suffered from mental illness. Maya immediately recoils. She was aware that some individuals were struggling, but she didn't consider herself to be one of them. Maya believes that everything else will just magically fall into place if she only gets her position back as captain. Maya was under pressure to achieve at all costs, and her promotion played right into her darkest anxieties. Becoming the first female fire chief of the Seattle Fire Department was formerly Maya's goal. Chief Ross, though, got there first, because everyone in authority at the time believed Andy to be too emotionally unstable to take the role. Maya only became captain after that. She was also Andy's best friend at the time and should have defended him, but instead she chose to accept the job. Maya has always had high aspirations. Even her relatives and friends valued that quality about her. Her current issue is that she can only see her job and none of the people around her. Maya failed the test of being demoted. She is acting in a way that is cruel outright, not to mention risky. She is giving up friendships. Her marriage is being sacrificed. The only one who was blind to her problem was she herself. Maya and Diane spoke about how she felt after winning the Olympic gold. A few days prior to the race, Maya sprained her ankle, but she disregarded the agony and went on to win. Maya has been trained to downplay her own suffering. She first noticed her cousin losing a track race when she was just 3 years old. Maya had observed her father's disappointment over the death of her cousin. He could see he was embarrassed for her cousin. She then made the decision to succeed in order to change her father's perception of her. She allowed her dad to be her trainer. He motivated her to triumph. Never lose. It didn't matter if she was hurt or that it was raining. She didn't matter to him. He's never given her any thought. He only desired one shining moment, and since he was unable to seize it for himself, he has been attempting to take some of everyone else's shine by forcing them into the spotlight. Maya realized that around age 3, she was aware that if she triumphed, her father would adore her. So, with the hope that he may one day love her, she trained herself to never let him down. Sadly, that time never came. He never reached the point of merely loving her for who she is. The focus was always on what she could provide for him and if he was in charge. When the others ran into some danger, Maya was at last talking to Diane about some of her problems. It started when Montgomery informed the media that Dixon was embroiled in a domestic quarrel. Actually, Dixon's wife was the one mistreating him. But the wife was wealthy as well. Dixon threatened to sue the fire department if Chief Ross didn't publicly shake his head to resolve their differences while she was sponsoring his political campaign. Evidently, Dixon wanted to get past almost tasing her. He even attempted to use the threat of a lawsuit to convince the fire department to support him in his bid for mayor before going too far. Ross could never be used to further a political objective. Ben reprimanded Montgomery for what he'd done as well. Ben was the crew's wise father. He criticized Montgomery for putting the Crisis 1 program at jeopardy and almost ruining Dean's reputation. Montgomery claimed that becoming mayor and preventing Dixon from assuming power were the only ways to address that. His campaign manager showed some sleaze by continuing with the narrative against his instructions to stop. Only he truly was a good man. Once Andy unintentionally injured his shoulder, he became interested in Andy as well. As the others dealt with a workplace mishap, Andy was coping with it. As they rescued a family from a house, the mother immediately ran back inside to grab their paperwork. It was up to Theo to chase her down. Montgomery had to follow him inside. As the house collapsed, all 3 people were inside. They tumbled into the cellar. They became stuck, but Theo had lived there before, and since his former house was constructed similarly, he knew where to look for the window on the house. Vic had come close to failing when Theo had that mishap. Vic admires him. She attempted to escape into the building since she couldn't risk losing him in addition to losing Dean in a similar way. Ben halted her. He warned her that the home wasn't secure. He managed to reach her finally, and she made sure to remain until Theo was rescued from the structure. Theo was afterwards assigned desk duty since their captain believed he disobeyed a direct order by returning to the house with a civilian, and everyone else thought it was unfair that he was punished for merely attempting to save someone. Andy made an effort to discuss it with Captain Beckett. He informed her he had had his fill of being polite. He was going to turn out to be the monster everyone believed him to be, and he was sneaking drinks in while no one was looking. By offering him a bottle of wine, Maya had not done him any favors. Maya was finally on the road to recovery, but now she must live with the fact that she forced a guy to end his sobriety. Finally, Chief Ross embarrassed the police in front of the people. She ran a Crisis 1 campaign. She argued that the program should include police and that they shouldn't have initially profiled a black child. Ross once served in the military. She was known for following orders, but with Dixon she couldn't because she kept thinking about the teen they almost killed. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos.